And yes indeed, welcome back you guys, welcome back to my channel. Kwa majina kama kawaida, mimi ni Edygrim the Rock DJ, and for today I have something really cool for you. Yeah, I'm gonna be telling you about top 5 celebs who are rock fans, and when I say rock fans I mean that they either have been found at rock events, or they support rock music passionately, or I've interacted with them and I came to realize that they actually do listen to rock, even though most people would never think that they listen to rock. If you are new here, as usual, welcome so much. Please remember to hit the like button on this video. Tafadhali, just support a brother who is trying to make good rock content, and remember to subscribe as well if you are new. Yes sir. So I know you may be wondering, why are you showing us a clip here of Rish, who we obviously know is a die-hard rock fan? Well, the reason why I'm showing you a clip here of Rish, and it's not just Rish, it's her entire band. Her band is called Always Summer in Africa. They're called Asia, ASIA. Yeah, the reason why I'm showing you Asia, or I'm showing you Rish, is because Rish has this new awesome track, which is a cover of a song called So Alive. You should check it out. I'll leave the link to pop up right about here. If you haven't listened to this track, it is badass. Yeah, you just need to hear it. It's gotten like over 400 views in a day, and Rish hasn't posted in a while, so if she's posted that and it's popped up, I mean, you need to hear it. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. I'm planning to create a video for rock news, rock things that have happened over the month, you know, just like a summary of events, of important events that have happened locally and internationally. But I wanted you guys to know that you should really check out this track by Rish. It's a cover of a song by Sage Chemtai. It's called So Alive. You can check it out on that link. And then please remember, as of the time that I'm uploading this video, it's Tuesday, so Wednesday 5th February 2020, Refuge are going to be performing at Alliance Francaise. So if this is a reminder too, if you're watching this video before Wednesday 5th 2020 February, that you remember to go support our friends Refuge at Alliance Francaise. And with that, let's just jump straight into the video. So I have 5 celebs who you know them, or you've heard of them, but you didn't know that they are rock fans. Some people do, but a majority of the mainstream audiences out there don't know that these celebs are rock fans, as in they have been seen at rock events, or they've said that they love rock music, or they've just shown that, you know, they are very passionate about rock music. And before we get very deep into the list, I need to give a shout out to a guy by the name of Chef Bennett. I hope he watches this video. Hey man, what's up? Yes, Chef Bennett. You guys don't know him. Some of you do, but you don't know his name. He has a show. He's a chef, of course, so he has a cooking show on Ebru TV. So last year around this time he had invited me to Ebru to come cook with him. This guy is a rockhead, I am telling you. He has, you know, he has bought all sorts of things from me. He has bought rock t-shirts. He has listened to my mixes. For those of you who know, I play on the Music Network every Thursday and Sunday. He has listened. He's just a rock ayani. And even when I was on his show, during the time that we were cooking on his show, the hot plate on Ebru TV, we were just talking about rock, and we left the presenter there. You know, she's not a rockhead, so she was just there by herself wondering what we were talking about. So I have to give a shout out to Chef Bennett over here. He is a rockhead, and if you ever watch his show, it comes on Monday and Tuesday at 6. Monday or Tuesday at 6 p.m. If you ever see him, just know that he's a fellow rockhead out there. Sawa. Alright, let's dive deep into the list. Here are 5 famous celebs, Kenyan celebs, that you probably know, that you didn't know that they are, you know, like really die-hard rockheads, or that they listen to rock music, or that they are supporters of rock music. For number 5, I'm going to have on my list a guy by the name of Smita. Yes, yeah, some of you know him, some of you don't know him, but me, I've known Smita for a really long while, and so I know Smita from columns that he used to write in the newspaper, and I was very shocked one day when I see Smita. This guy, I see him at a show in Carnival, yeah. But this is a long time ago, though. I don't know if he still listens to rock, but I know back when I met him, he was a die-hard rockhead. I remember there was this show called 254 Amplified. Yes, so there was this event that it happened on June 27th, 2015. This is nearly 5 years ago. So it had LYT and a bunch of other acts performing at the Carnival. And I remember I happened to be with the DJ there. The DJ at the time was DJ Tams. So I remember Tams was DJing and I was just there to help him out and also DJ alongside him. And I was very surprised when I see Smita walking in, and he's in the audience, and I see him like moshing really crazily to one of the songs that was being played. And then I remember when I decided to take a turn in DJ, I remember he came to the DJ booth and he asked, I've never forgotten, he asked for Plug-in Baby. Plug-in Baby, it's a song by Muse, yeah. And actually that was the first time I had ever heard that song. I never heard that song until he mentioned it to me. And that wasn't the last time I saw him. There was also another show. I'm not sure when. I think it's when Rush. I think it's when Rush had the debut of their album. The album was called Only a Few Survivors. It happened in 2016, September. I think also during that show, Smita was there, and I remember I was DJing, and Smita was in the crowd. So I was very surprised that we have famous celebrity, rockheads who most people would never think are rockheads. So at number 5, I had to put Smita. Then at number 4, you will never guess that Shiro Morioki is also a rock fan. Yeah, here's the thing. Apparently, Murphy's Flow, who are fans of this channel, hey guys, if you're listening, which I know you are, hi. So Murphy's Flow knew this and had never even told me. And yani walikuwa wanajua that Shiro Morioki is a rock fan, and apparently Shiro Morioki is not someone who recently joined the scene. She has been there for a long while, and me, I was there being baffled. So last year during Nairobi Metal Festival, I saw Shiro Morioki in the audience, yeah, and you can even ask my friend Yvonne. If you know me personally, you know my friend Yvonne. Yvonne and I went and asked Shiro Morioki, what the fuck? Yeah? What are you doing here, woman? Okay, we didn't say that, but we were like, what are you doing here? And apparently she's a rock fan and she attends shows all the time, and shows for big rock bands she's always attending. I was pretty surprised that okay, I'm not at it being judgy or anything, but come on, would you have guessed Shiro Morioki was popular for being on the trend? She's not there anymore, of course. It's been a long while since the trend has really changed a lot since Lani Madoa left, but she used to be there on the trend a lot with Larry. You would have never guessed on seeing Shiro Morioki that Shiro Morioki is a rock fan. So I was pretty surprised that not only is she a rock fan who attends shows, but she has been a rock fan for a pretty long while, and she has been there for a pretty long while. Yani Murphy's Flow hata hawakuniambia, yani it was during Nairobi Metal Festival that I turned to the members of Murphy's Flow and I tell them, hey, did you guys know Shiro Morioki is a rock fan? And they're like, yeah, amekuwa wetu tangu sijui lini. So I was pretty shocked by that. So at number 4, I have to put Shiro Morioki in there. This list is heavily based on celebs who are known, who are Kenyan, and you'd never think they are rock fans, but also there are people who have attended gigs, and through their actions, not just saying, but through their actions, maybe being cited at events, I concluded that they are rock fans, and they just need a shout out. They need to be pinpointed out that, hey, we have some famous celebs in the mainstream eye who are fans of rock music. So at number 3, this one is kind of obvious, but it is not obvious. But it is kind of obvious, but it's not obvious, is Mike Mondo. Now, I know what you're thinking, Mike Mondo is in XFM, so duh, of course he's a rock fan. That's not how it works. If you are in a radio station, doesn't necessarily mean that you listen or you're a fan of that music. For example, you guys know Mungalambuvi, right? So Mungalambuvi outrightly told me that he's not a rock fan, he's more into dancehall, and if you know him personally, he's more into dancehall. So just because he was in XFM doesn't necessarily mean that he is a rock fan. So Mike Mondo is actually a rock fan. Let me explain to you how I came to this conclusion. There was a time, I think it was last year, was it in 2019 or 2018? I think it was back in 2018. Yeah, 2018 seems so far away when I say it like that. So back in 2018 I was playing around October there, I think August, October, November, around there. I think it was in October though. I was playing at Jikoni's, right? And I remember I was still in XFM. I was still a DJ for XFM, right? And then what happens is that Jikoni's was in Kiambu Road. Who shows up? Mungalambuvi shows up, yeah. But Mungala is not a rockhead. But Mungalambuvi shows up, and then he showed up with Linda Nyangweso, and you know, and then he had company. He had I remember he had two other ladies. He came with a crew, and part of that crew was Linda Nyangweso, Mungalambuvi, and Mike Mondo was there. Now here's the thing. The reason why I concluded Mike Mondo is a rock fan is because Mike Mondo, during that show, he came to my deck and he started requesting like a lot of rock music. And I'm not talking about the basic things like Linkin Park or at Pink, at One Republic. He was going all in. He was requesting for Oasis, he was requesting for Bon Jovi, he was requesting for Daughtry, he was requesting for Three Doors Down, he was requesting for 30 Seconds to Mars, you know, like actual rock. I don't know if Mike was a rock fan because of X, or he was already a rock fan before he got into X, but I was really surprised that even though he had moved to classic at the time, he was still, you know, he came to a rock show, he attended my rock event, and he was, you know, really spitting out a lot of rock music and you know, requesting a lot of actual rock songs. And I realized, wow, Mike has really good taste for rock music. So at number 3, maybe you didn't know this, or maybe you did. Number 3, I would definitely have to put Mike Mondo as a rock fan who is in the celebrity, who is in the mainstream eye, who is in the celebrity mainstream eye. Coming in at number 2, now this one is I'm kind of not sure. To be very honest with you, I'm kind of not sure, but we did find her at a rock gig, and she was at a rock event that was in a very remote place, as in the chances of us just finding her there by luck was pretty small. And we just assumed that she was there simply because she loves rock, and that is, you know her on TV as Will Broder. Yeah, that's right, Will Broder. You would have never guessed it, but Will Broder is actually a rock fan. You see this photo that was taken right here. This photo was taken at a rock gig. Yeah, believe it or not, this was taken at a rock gig. It was happening at Purdy Arms in Karen. Yeah, it was happening at Purdy Arms in Karen. Now, for those of you, Purdy Arms right now is closed, but for those of you who know where Purdy Arms was, it was in a very remote place. I did this gig. This gig happened in July, around July 20th or July 10th or something. Around that, I remember it was the World Cup, and I was hosting. It was the last day of World Cup, and I remember I was hosting an event with 20 More Days and Rish. It was called Rock Energy at Purdy Arms, and it was happening with Rish and 20 More Days. It was happening at Purdy Arms. It was happening from 6 all the way until midnight, and even after the game ended, because I remember the game ended around 7 or 6, at around 8 or 9, who do we bump into in the audience? We find Will Broder, yeah, over here. And we did not believe that I don't know if she's a rock fan right now. I don't know if she still listens to rock, but this is how it went down. Also, Yvonne will tell you, I don't know why we keep bumping into these famous celebs with Yvonne, but also Yvonne will tell you that we bumped into Will Broder right there at the gig, And then we approached her. That's how I got this photo. But also I asked her, hey, do you like rock? And she said, yes, I really enjoy the music. Now I don't know, when she said I enjoy the music, I don't know if she meant she enjoys rock or she enjoys live band, yeah. But I assumed that, hey, Perdiams is in a really remote place, and you'd have, iko ndani ya Karen, and then you'd have to go like ndani kabisa. It's in a, if you've been to Perdiams, you know what I'm referring to. It's in a very remote place. You'd have to go like vichochoroza Karen all the way in to find it. And even once you reach Perdiams is very interior, so it didn't seem like she was there by coincidence. It seemed like she had intentionally showed up there specifically for a certain, because there are so many other places you could watch World Cup. Yeah, I know someone may think, oh, she was just there to watch World Cup, but there were so many other places that are near the road that she could just, you know, slide in and, you know, watch World Cup. But I asked her, do you enjoy the music? And she said yes. So we assumed literally that she is a rock fan, and I told her, I'm Edygrim, I'm the rock DJ, and I was like, can we take a picture? And she was like, yeah, sure. And that's how I got this picture. And I was very shocked to see Will Broda at a rock event. So for number 2, I would have to put Will Broda as a celebrity, as a famous Kenyan celebrity who was sighted at a rock event and who said that she enjoys rock music, or at least enjoys live rock music. Yeah. This list is mainly, the reason why I came up with this list is because I realized that we always have these famous faces inside of rock events, but they always go unnoticed and people never even cite them, especially because there are so many people who don't go for rock events. You never even notice them. And lastly, since I only had 5 celebs for this list, at number 1, this is a guy who is obviously one of the most famous people out there. He is a diehard rock fan. Even though he left XFM, he is still championing for rock. He still tweets about rock. He still supports Kenyan rock. You always see him retweeting you know, Kenyan rock content onto his timeline. That has to be Nick Ndeda. Now let me tell you, as I said, just because a presenter is in a radio station doesn't necessarily mean that they are a rock fan. I know this because I was in Capital FM and then I was also in XFM, and I've met very many people who, you know, are just presenters. They are there just to present. They're not really there because they really enjoy the music. They're just there for the paycheck, you know, to play the music, to talk a bit, and then, you know, just leave. And I'm telling you, Nick Ndeda is a die-hard rock fan. I'm telling you this. How do I know this? I mean, look at the facts. Number 1, Nick Ndeda used to take XFM Weekly Top 30 very, very seriously. You guys know this, right? Like when fans used to vote, and, you know, like when fans used to vote and someone would say, oh, you know, this vote was rigged, it's so low in the chart, he would take it very seriously. Yeah. And then number 2, some of you may not know that there was a time Nick Ndeda interviewed me on XFM. I found that to be pretty cool because I think it wasn't even, I don't even think he asked like the bosses of XFM for that interview. It's just him. He took his own initiative to interview me because, you know, he just wanted to promote that Kenyan rock and that Kenyan awareness. And then number 3, for those of you who know, like I said, this list is based off of celebs who have been cited at rock events. Nick Ndeda was at the HBA Awards, Heavy and the Beast Awards. He won an award for best presenter, and even though right now he is in Kiss 100, if you go through his Twitter account, he still tweets about Kenyan rock bands. You'll see him tweeting about Refuge. And I really like the fact, you know, that goes to show, you know, someone, he's not just a rock fan by kusema ati yeye ni rock fan. He shows through his actions that yeye ni rock fan till today. So at number 1, definitely I had to put Nick Ndeda at the top of that list. And with that, I come to the conclusion of my short video. Yes, I didn't have a long one for this time. I wanted just to pinpoint these famous faces that you always see at events. Some of you who don't even know that these people are out there. I'm pretty sure some of you didn't even know who some of these personalities are. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please remember to subscribe if you are new. Please remember to leave this video with a like button. Have you ever seen any of these guys at a rock gig? Have you ever bumped into any of them? Because I've bumped into all 5 of them, or all 5 of them have come to say hi to me at a gig. And I just thought I should, you know, point them out that they had attended one of my shows, or they were at a rock event. Thank you so much for listening this far. This has been Edygrim for Our Hope Radio Rocks. I have more great content on the way, more more reaction videos, more top 5, more top 10, podcasts. I even have some interviews coming up, so stay tuned. Remember to share this video if you can, if you don't mind. Kama unajua kutumia share button, just click and then share it over to Twitter or Facebook. I'll really appreciate it. Are there any other celebs you have seen at rock events? Are there any famous, like this guy is a rockhead and any celeb and when I say celeb, I don't mean an artist. I'm referring to someone who is not, I'm referring to a famous figure who is not necessarily an artist or a DJ, someone who isn't directly involved with the Kenyan rock scene, but they have shown a lot of indulgence or a lot of activity with the Kenyan rock scene. Please feel free to comment below and tell me. Till next time, guys, you take care and God bless.